these are some Dinar Guru updates, starting off with Militiaman. Iraq is getting ready to go international, and they're going to become a powerhouse in the world because they have a lot of value. They have a lot of assets. They have natural resources to the extent they're first, second, fifth, 10th in the world of having biggest deposits in the world. They also have one of the youngest populations and growing populations. The WTO and the World Customs Organization are probably chomping at the bit, waiting for Iraq to do what? Give themselves a real effective exchange rate and to move forward. All right, Claire article quote, the central bank is preparing a report to lift the ban on 28 Iraqi banks. Mark Z via PDK says, I heard there will be more activity from redemption banks for later this month as they're getting some last-minute instructions. They even use the term last-minute instructions, so I take that as a very good sign. I'm hopeful we are in the last few days or weeks at worst. Frank 26 Executive Order 13303 was not resigned, therefore Iraq is now completely free. They're totally sovereign. They're a sovereign country with the total sovereign right to do anything they want with their banking structure, currency notes, exchange rate. They have the prerogative to do so. Sandy Ingram says the upcoming visit by the Iraqi Prime Minister to Washington, D.C. is a significant event packed with potential and fraught with challenges. The meeting is expected to address a range of issues, from the fight against the Islamic State to Iraqi financial reforms. As the clock ticks down to April 15th, the world watches with bated breath. Will this be the turning point that ushers in a new era of cooperation between the United States and Iraq? Time, as they say, will tell. Mark Z via PDK, I do have one Iraqi contact that is convinced we are in a day or two. I think he may be premature, but he is convinced it is this week. He does work in the Iraqi government, so he may know more than I do. I'm hoping he does, but I am keeping an eye on it. Militiaman article quote, Dinar and Dollar. This piece was from March 4th, 2024, and is redone again fresh today. By stating they're going to overthrow the dollar very soon, will be making it hard for the citizens to want to let their dinar go. Al-Sudani stated, as we noted before, to keep the dinar as it will return to its lofty economic value as it was before. From what we know, there is a lot of issues on the table that are exchange rate oriented. This is a good sign, in my opinion. They are not letting the idea or the expectations of increased value to the dinar go away. Frank 26 says the reason why Sudani is going to Washington is about the monetary reform. End of story. Right, Norv, aka Caparoni, has an article quote, advisor to the Association of Banks. The central bank is following a consistent approach to achieving banking reform. The management of the Central Bank of Iraq plans to gradually cancel the window for selling foreign currency during this year 2024 until it leaves completely. Norv says this is huge news. Iraq cannot end the auctions unless they have an alternative to the auctions, which means they plan to float the dinar by the end of the year. Floating the dinar will give them a new mechanism to maintain the dinar. The CBI will buy and sell blocks of dinar like other central banks do to maintain their currency. Norv goes on to say they will also have to use dinar to pay for goods and services, which will make the dinar internationally traded. They want the banks and Iraq to establish relationships around the world with international standards and full compliance, which means IMF Article 14. And this seems pretty clear and excellent news. We very well see that Iraqi dinar float on the global market at the end of this year or next year. I think it's very promising. It's definitely good news.